Hello, everyone. This is Direwolf20, and welcome to round 3 of episode 3 of Wrenched. Today, Amadornis and Mystic Drew are going to face off against each other to build something new. As a twist, just to do sort of an experiment, we wanted to try this out. We've given Amadornis and Mystic Drew a sneak peek at what their items are going to be about 3 minutes ago. So they've had a few minutes knowing what their items are, and they're going to have already started, hopefully, to formulate a plan for their build. So, contestants, go ahead and head down to your platforms, and let's show the viewers what you need to make. I saw you trying to consider if you could make that jump or not, Amadornis. So as you already know, the items that you need to use in round 3 are a vacuum chest from Ender.io, a retrieval node from Extra Utilities, a basic machine frame from Thermal Expansion, and a hovering hourglass from Botania. 30 minutes are on the clock, and your time starts now. All right, Slowpoke.
We'll move him down, yeah?
Yep.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved out of your channel.
Cool. So I just want to point out that the basic machine frame, the reason I chose that one, is it can make Mine Factory Reloaded machines as well as...
Can, yeah. I was literally just looking at that.
Yeah, as well as the stuff from Thermal Expansion and whatnot. So there's actually a lot. I mean, technically you could use it to make the frame boosters and stuff, the frame movers from Funky Locomotion. So, I mean... Technically, you could see a frame machine coming up out of this, but I mean, I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, basic machine frames from Thermal Expansion. There's a lot of options there. What do you guys think, judges? What are your thoughts on the items here?
You could totally make this jump.
You can if you use ender pearls.
It's interesting. I think you need to put some sand or something in the hourglass. I'm wondering what they could do that some. The retrieval node is the backwards one, which pulls from other.
Correct.
Push. You can build something.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So retrieval node's interesting. It actually pulls items from inventories remotely instead of pushing out of the inventory it's attached to. So you could put that on a chest and pull completed items out or whatever you want, right?
You could put that on the vacuum chest.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of thinking like, if this was me. What would I build?
Sure.
And because I know that we can't functionally build this on the map, but we can build it in a way that we know it would work. I think I would do something like a mob trap, and I'd have the vacuum chest set up in a place where it could obviously pick up the mob drops, retrieve that into maybe cyclic assemblers.
Right. And the problem with vacuum chests, though, is unlike some of the other items that pick up entities out of the world, it does need to suck it into the chest. So if there's blocks between the items and the chest, the items won't go through those blocks. So that, it works like the vacuum from open blocks, right? The vacuum hopper.
It does work if I remember rightly. You can put... can you not put bungee sticks directly onto them?
I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, actually.
I'm pretty sure that you can just put a bungee stick on top of it.
You can also adjust the range, and it responds to a redstone signal if you want, and you can filter it. So there's a lot of options there. The hovering hourglass, as we know, when you place it in the world, doesn't really do much.
That's the thing that's kind of like at the moment.
It got me slow. As soon as I saw that, I've done this build before, and it's really kind of nice. As soon as I saw that machine frame and the hovering hourglass, I thought Liquid Crafter from Mine Factory Reloaded.
Because
that operates on a redstone tick. Hourglass can have be used the redstone signal for the crafting.
Yeah.
And then you could utilize the other two items are not too difficult in terms of item routing. There's certainly different ways to do that, but I think the hourglass is kind of the hog in the works, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to throw them a monkey wrench, right?
Yeah.
And it's not a hard one to use. It's just a timer. I mean, I might as well give them a redstone timer.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as a timer.
Exactly. So, but it's a fancier looking one. I mean, it looks so cool.
The one thing looking through what you could build, one thing you could actually build like the Mine Factory note block.
You can.
You could possibly do something weird where you throw down an item in the world, it gets placed underneath the Mind Factory note block and plays music by just dropping items.
That would be cool. So it looks like Mystic's already started placing some blocks. Interestingly, silverwood planks. So I don't know. I'm guessing those are just decorative. And Amadornis. Ooh, Amadornis has an igneous extruder going for cobblestone. So he's made a cobblegen.
Hey, go Cobblegen.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I mean, that is a use of the basic machine frame.
Yes.
And not a bad use, actually.
No.
Because
We'll
it's
see what he
not
does
a
with it, right?
pulverizer.
Yeah.
Like, that'll be it for this. This round's macerator is the pulverizer.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, indeed.
I was a little bit disappointed, though. That's what I was going to say in the last round with Mystic Drew. I was a little bit disappointed that he just used a vanilla furnace
Sure.
in
Yeah.
his build.
Someone's cooking up some wood down here.
Yep. Oh, looks like Amadornis has already started placing down some pipes from which we didn't give him. So, what's he doing?
Someone's cooking up wood down here.
That'll automatically place, will it? No, retrieve. Retrieve to pump into an igneous extruder. Oh,
Yeah, that can pull out from the extruder, so that will pull out into some chests or something.
Right. But why he has 3, I'm not sure. So what he's pulling into, I guess we'll find out.
Could be doing like an old, like a pulverizer, gravel, sand, dust setup.
Right. So it looks like Mystic Drew has figured out how the timer works.
Yeah.
So he's.
I want to know who's up Britannia wood down there.
what do you pull into an igneous extruder that's not a liquid?
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Oh no, he's pulling. Remember, retrieval
pulling.
nodes will pull out. So he's pulling the cobblestone out.
To where?
Well,
Can
he
you
hasn't
put
done
world
it yet.
interaction upgrades in these and have them spit out the items?
Will they
actually
spit out
work.
the items if you do that?
Oh,
I don't
retrieval
know.
nodes.
Does that work? I don't
No,
know.
I don't think it does. Not on a retrieval node.
I think it has to go to an inventory, does it not?
Pretty sure it does. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Oh, I think I know what Amadornis is doing.
What?
He is going to set up a line of pulverizers as if this was a skyblock.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's going to do a skyblock sort of.
Right.
gravel,
Oh,
sand,
so he's
dust
just
setup.
they're just placeholders. Right. Okay, that
Right.
makes a bit more sense.
So cobble to gravel, and
Yeah.
cobble to gravel to sand, and then cobble to gravel to sand to dust. But we don't have the mod in here that creates dust. We don't have Ex Nihilo. But I guess we'll see. So let's come back
doesn't
here in
make
a
it
minute,
less
guys. Once they've
functional.
had a little bit more time to build and think, and we will come back and
See,
what's
no,
up.
that's the thing. If he, yeah, that's
I'd-
like if he builds something that uses something as a placeholder for the auto hammer. Do we acknowledge that? As
I
the
guess we'll have to
build?
see what he comes up with. But we'll come back in a sec to find out.
Okay.
So it looks like Amadornis has droppers set up. Is he going to spit the cobblestone he's creating into a vacuum chest?
Yeah. Definitely looks like it. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
quite there
There-
yet
there it
because
goes.
Yeah, no, it's running now. So, yeah, that's happening.
is that a completed build? Has he used all the items?
He has used all the items.
So,
So-
why has he staggered these bottom two?
I'm not sure. But, I mean, he's got 9 minutes left, so he can definitely make this cool. But technically, at this point, this is a completed build with all the items we gave him. I think Amadornis has finally figured out how to play Wrenched, which is get your items down first and then make it cooler as you go.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
think too many people try to bite off more than they can chew, and then they realize that they've run out of time, right?
I can agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, Raj, you've played, 3 rounds of this and won. I mean, is that a valid tactic, would you say?
Yep. Yeah. If you try to do too much, you will run out of time easily.
Yeah. I mean, you
I
have
think
to
he's
start
also
simple.
figured out the fact that we have senses of humor and we like fun stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be some amazing functional thing. If
It can be
it's
silly
fun.
and shoot fireworks.
Yes.
Like Rorax's build.
Yeah,
in the previous
indeed.
episode,
Yeah.
Like Rorax's, yeah.
Right? So, I mean, at the end of the
We
day, we're
like
looking for a
fun.
build that's
Bring the
functional and
fun.
complete. It doesn't have to be useful.
No.
It just,
In fact, if
hey...
it's useless, it's sometimes better.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it were me judging, I would say useful is a little bit of a nudge on useless, but if useless and funny, I mean, okay. I'm done with
So
that.
this is interesting as well.
Right.
Um,
Mystic Drew was trying to get this redstone torch to react to the timer, and it wasn't working. So he should probably use a not gate, and I think that would probably work better.
yeah, if you not
Or just some redstone dust. If he plays some redstone dust here, he was using red alloy wire, and I think it was misbehaving with the torch.
Does
Yeah,
he
you
need to
need
put
just a
redstone
dot
dust on the top as well?
No,
No.
you shouldn't need to. Well,
No,
maybe.
just a dot there will work.
Yeah, dot there should work, I think. I don't know. Don't ask me vanilla redstone questions. So he's made a redstone furnace, which is super creative. I'm kidding. It's not.
He has, however, used an open grate, which is also not super creative.
Well, no, open crate's cool. I mean, we didn't give him anything that's open crate-ish. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
it's kind of like a dropper without a redstone signal
But
required.
there's, we're back into pulverizer furnace territory, so.
Yeah.
Why has Amadorn's got a load of lead?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon. Let's come back in a few minutes here. We'll interrogate them on what their thoughts are.
Okay.
All right, so looks like we've got about almost the halfway point. Let's pull Mystic Druid and see what he's thinking, because he's struggling a little bit with this redstone integration with the torch. What do you
User
think,
was
Slow?
moved to your
There he's in.
Okay, Mystic Drew. What are your thoughts here, buddy?
This one, I can't remember how to do this correctly with the dropper, but I'm gonna figure this out.
I'm sure you
and-
will.
Yep.
We all know what you're doing wrong, and we're not telling you because that would be
I
cheating.
know. I'm having a total brain fart on this one.
But like, you need to think more simply than what you are.
Okay.
But we're not going to give you any answers here. But it does look like Amadornis is up to something. Oh, I see what he's doing now. Okay. So he is doing what we said originally, Slow. Let's talk to Amadornis. Yeah.
user was moved
We
out of
did
your channel.
we did click on to what he was thinking.
You did. Hold on.
So, no, so the
You got to move
we'll
Drew
talk
back
about it in a bit. Oh, hold on, I've got the wrong person in here.
User
There you go.
was moved out of
It
your
should be right
channel.
now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and Isaac should be in here.
Yeah. Slowpoke's
There you
messing
go.
everything up.
Now it's
So
all good.
Amadornis, what are you doing, buddy?
I am making Cobbleworks, kind of.
Cool.
I'm actually surprised that pulverizing sand, I think it is, gives you silicon.
Yes.
But I guess it's fine.
Yeah, it works.
It works. It does something.
Yeah.
So I have 15 minutes to make this pretty and add some kind of extra functionality.
Yeah, we kind of commented that 10 minutes into the round, you had a fully functional machine with all the items we gave you. So we expect
Yeah.
that you use those remaining 20 minutes well.
I will try to.
So if we don't see like the Eiffel Tower in the middle, I want to know why. Like,
All right, let's let him
You
get
should
back to work,
probably,
guys.
By the way, add flint to the ME system because having to dig it manually is kind of painful.
Is there not flint in there?
Nope, only gravel.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I guess I'll add it for you. I mean,
No, I
you
don't
can
need it anymore,
easily
but-
get it. You can't you just like get flint in one of the machines that we gave you pretty easily?
Actually, yeah,
You
I
can.
should be able to
There's
get
a
it.
pulverizer.
there's a pulverizer and the macerator at the top.
Yeah, I mean they
yes,
all
Very,
make
very
flint.
fast macerators up there and pulverizer.
Yeah, there's literally a million ways to get flint. Get your own flint.
Yeah.
All right, buddy, you have 13 minutes left.
Learn to modded Minecraft.
All right.
You can let him go
Okay,
back slow.
see you in a bit.
All right,
Bye.
so definitely some cool builds going on here, I think.
It's a much better final.
It
Yeah.
is. I think both of these contestants finally realized that you need to start small and then expand. That
Although I
really,
still
that
think
really
Mystic
is the trick.
struggling
I mean,
here, but
a lot of people tend to think 30 minutes is not enough time. It is. You just really need to manage it. It really is enough time to build stuff. And I mean, I think this round has showed it, right? Like, Amadornis had 10 minutes in a fully functional machine.
I would be interested to see how they responded to the little addition we did. Did that help a lot or not?
The few minutes to think. Yeah,
the
let's find
little
out. Let's ask them
sneak
at the end
preview.
if that
Pardon?
5 minutes helped for sure.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's something. I mean, as a reminder to the viewers, much of these first episodes are not only beta testing the map, but the game and the rules. So, I mean, if they feel like 5 extra minutes at the beginning where they knew what the items were but weren't allowed to start building yet helped them, I'd be open to letting that happen more in the future. But we'll kind of see what happens.
Yeah. Because it could actually open it up to allowing us to use the more complex or less known items.
Sure, yeah.
Because then we wouldn't have to worry about whether everybody knows how to use it or not.
Right, and again, I mean, a big part of this game is your knowledge of mods, right? So
Yeah.
I think Amadornis is trying to correct prior mistakes by using a wooden transport pipe on his vacuum chest.
Yes.
Do you know what would be an interesting experiment as well?
What's
Is
that?
to actually give them the 4 items that we're going to give them before, like a day before,
No.
or an hour before.
No.
No, it's not often. Just as an experiment.
Well, I mean, when you play your game, you can do that.
Because then you could then they could really get speed builds in.
Well, I think a large part of this is the fact that they're mystery items, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, giving them a
I'm
couple
gonna
minutes
play
to
about
think of
with
a
the rules a
plan,
little
I
bit.
think works, but giving them a day is just way too much. Like, it should be 5 minutes, and that should be it. Like, you just get a couple minutes to think real quick, and then you got to get going, right? Like, not 0 minutes, but not a day either. You know,
It's like-
but let's ask them once we get this round wrapped up if they.
Here's a really good example, Di. Do you remember the original FTV map?
I do.
Right. Not the insanity one, but just the standard pyramid map.
Sure.
When we got that planned, me and a few of the other FTB original guys, we managed to nail that in 33 minutes.
Right.
Like the entire 16 objectives from scratch, we managed to get that down to 33 minutes.
Sure.
With a lot of planning.
Yeah.
And I'd be interested to see what somebody could do on this in 30 minutes if they had that time to plan it out.
Right.
Not for the competition, like, but just as an experiment. to
Yeah.
see what we
Well,
could
when the map is released and you run it on your stream.
do. Yeah, I'll
That's
do
your
that. I
experiment to
will
run.
do it. I will do it. I'll do
And
one
I'll host
round.
it. I'll host it and record it.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know who are watching, like my plan is to release this publicly, Raj, and I'm hoping that some Twitch streamers would like to pick it up and then invite me to be a guest host for an episode or something. So they can go out and find contestants and judges and say, hey Dyer, come host it for us, and depending on time I might be up for that and record it. So my goal is that other streamers and YouTubers pick up Wrenched and maybe even have their own rule sets, right? Like if they want to have custom rules or do things differently, that's totally up to them.
His goal is to let other people do all the work, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
We like this idea of other people doing all the work.
Yeah.
It seems like a good idea to me.
It does.
It's great because I like the idea of Dyer hosting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Raj wants to run it on We All Playcast stream and I'm recording it,
The power of the dire tweet.
I mean,
Right.
there's not that much there. But let's come back. They've got about 9 minutes left, so we'll come back closer to the 2-minute mark and see where we end up with these builds.
Okay.
So we've got about 5 minutes left.
They're both working.
Now, if I was him, I'd probably stop this now because he doesn't need to work at this point once he's got it tested working.
It's working. It's cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I think I'd have a lever on the side just to because you could manually stop that. Couldn't
That's kind of pretty.
you? Yeah,
Very therapeutic.
I like these types of things.
It's neat. It's definitely neat. And then what's going on over with Amadornis? He's decided to go derpy
Build
with his
crafted
iron, with his gates. So he's gonna filter. He's got a diamond pipe on here for filtering.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Picking it old school.
But the thing is that he's only gonna filter half the silicon, right?
He's filtering out the silicon. But yeah, he's filtering nothing at the moment.
Right. Well, he hasn't activated
Or just-
the engine.
Still just going to go
I
into his
think I
chest.
broke his machine. So
No, you're fine.
who's changing the iron pipe?
The redstone
the
signal.
redstone signal is.
Oh right,
Yeah.
That's clever.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's going to be sitting there flipping as well.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's only filtering half the silicon, right? The other half is
At
just
the
going to go
moment,
into the
he's
bottom
filtering
chest.
half of everything because
Right.
the other half is not going the right way.
Right. So I mean, we'll see what he comes up with, but he's only got 3.5 minutes left. So and Mystic Drew finally figured out to put redstone dust instead of redstone wire here. Looks like he stopped his timer, which is cool.
Which is what I was saying before. Yeah, it was like
Yeah. But it does work. He is filtering, by the way, on copper ore. So copper ore is the only thing he will pull out of the vacuum chest, which is good. I'm liking that he put a filter on there.
He has got a filter in for me.
On the retriever. The retrieval node.
Oh, right. He could have put the filter in the chest.
Right, yeah. He could have put it on the chest, but he put it on the retrieval node, which is fine. Like, the chest will pick up everything that drops, but only copper ore will get smelted then.
So what would be really, really nice is if he had a buffer chest, just to highlight that.
Yeah.
After the items.
Right. Like, maybe if you
After
used
the
another
furnace.
retrieval node to have, like, an inverted filter that said not copper ore goes here,
Yes.
that would be really smart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like if there was just some buffer somewhere
Yeah.
to highlight that the filter is doing something.
And he's got time to do it. It's only 2.5 minutes left, but all he has to do is craft another filter and a redstone torch with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, easy peasy. Amadornis looks like he's smelting something? Okay.
He's smelting some of the cobble, but not all of it.
Okay.
Which I like actually.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
I mean, it's a wonderfully useless machine, but it's actually quite a busy useless machine.
It is, and I kind of like it.
That's actually not a completely useless machine. I mean, he's showing a lot of awareness of in-game stuff. You know, filtering items out and.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
he's got the
he's.
thing
I think he's
flicking
trying
back and
to
forth.
make up for the fact that he completely derped up his buildcraft build last
Yeah.
round. So.
Right, where are we? 148.
Yeah. So around the 1 minute mark, we'll pull them in and start
Alright.
making them feel the pressure. But frankly, they both have relatively functional builds. I'm not sure what Mystic Drew's up to at the moment. Looks like he's grabbing some. He's over at the AE system with only a minute and a half left, which is a little bit concerning.
Worrying.
Yeah, like what's he getting right now?
Well,
Because his
whatever
build
it
is pretty complete, but it's also pretty boring.
Yes, like at this moment in time, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It really is.
He spent a lot of
Sorry.
time trying to figure out that timer and redstone torch thing. So sometimes you just have to like let stuff go and move on.
So Mystic Drew has Cobalt Pickaxe, Cobalt Hatchet in his inventory.
Correct.
So what's he doing with that?
Well, he's just using them to break stuff.
They were just work tools.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Okay.
supply them in the AE system. Oh, they've got 45 seconds left, so let's pull them in.
Alright.
User was moved to your channel. User
Hello,
was moved to your
guys.
channel.
Hello.
Contestants, this is your 30-second warning. 30 seconds remain now. The pressure's on. As a reminder, both to contestants, judges, and viewers, the final judging round, the judges will consider all 3 builds from today, not just the final round. Obviously, the final round counts, but rounds 1 and 2 will also be part of the consideration. So, want to let you know 5 seconds remain. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you are done. Competition time is over for Wrenched, episode 3.
Woohoo!
All right, guys. So I kind of feel like you both had a little bit more of a successful round this time around than last time. Do you feel the 5 minutes that gave you some time to think was more helpful than not having it, or was that really not as much as we think it was?
It was helpful. It was very helpful.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it really helped.
So I'm thinking we might integrate that into future rounds where you get a few minutes knowledge of the items before the round timer starts, just so you have a couple minutes to come up with an idea of what you're going to make. But before we worry too much about what's happening at the next episode of Wrench, let's see who's won. So, judges, let's head down to the green platform, and Mystic Drew can show us what he's made.
You
All right,
ready?
Mystic Drew, what do you got?
I have got an auto copper processor. So I drop the copper on the ground, the vacuum chest picks it up and sends it to the redstone furnace. Every 10 seconds it'll drop copper ore block. I was
Cool.
struggling with the redstone signal because of the wood I was using.
Is that what the problem was?
Yep.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, magic wood is not conductive. It's
Yep.
It's
I wanted to make it look nice and pretty, but I had to use cobblestone.
Fair enough. All right. So, judges, what do you think?
There was
I really
one
like-
comment that was made, wasn't there? That the one thing I wish you'd have done on this that you didn't do, and it's not anything other than an observation, is a not copper location.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
That's
Yeah, so if you had a
probably-
retrieval node with a filter that was a not filter, basically, and put not copper ore in there and send that to some chest somewhere, that might have been a cool.
That's literally, other than that, it's I like using I like the fact that you use the open crate. We commented on that. We love the way you've used the hourglass, which was good.
So it's definitely functional and you've used all 4 items. So
Yeah.
let's go see what Amadornis came up with. All right, so CBW clearly likes this machine. Amadornis, walk us through what the heck did you just make?
Okay, so basically it all starts with a igneous extruder, which is making cobblestone, and that's being retrieved into pulverizers as well as droppers. So this is basically a Cobbleworks-esque system. The hourglass basically takes the droppers more or less every smelting tick and sends the items into the vacuum chest. Then they get exported, and it also toggles the toggle latch, which makes half the items go up, half go down. And since I was lazy and I didn't want to filter them earlier, I just put a diamond transport pipe. And if the item matches a filter, it'll just go down. So basically, things that can be smelted, so cobblestone and sand would go up here into the furnaces, and the silicon as well as the gravel would go down to the chest. And
Interesting.
I added as a last minute thing this coal provider thingy, which I kind of didn't remember BC pipes through items into ground. But since I have the vacuum chest, well, it kind of works. Sadly, it doesn't pick up any other item from inside the vacuum chest because it goes into the first slot. So,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So judges, what do you think?
It's thoroughly ridiculous. And quite beautiful.
I do like the way
The
the
little-
coal bounces off the wall back there.
It is fun.
It's a
Like
wonderful
rebound.
effect, isn't it?
there you go. I just turned off the coal supply and it's actually working like it should now.
So I'll note that the right furnace is the only one that's going to get anything. The left furnace won't
Yeah.
because of your iron gates. But I mean,
I made
That's supposed to be
insertion
pipe.
pipes.
it's all good. And it looks like you're starting to make some graphite from big reactors because you're smelting coal now. But
Yeah.
cool.
Well, why not?
All right, judges. So
It
as a
does
reminder,
something, so-
you should consider all 3 builds from each of these contestants. So let's go to the judging round, and we'll be right back. All right, judges. So what did you think of round 3?
I think Ammo won just because clearly.
I was about to say we need to do something to stretch out the time. So how about them Red Sox?
What about the Red Sox?
Well, I mean, if
I will
Amadornis won round 3, that's fine. But don't forget we have other rounds to consider.
Yeah,
right?
even when you take that into account, like
Yeah,
first
I'm
round
afraid
they
to say
both kind of
Amadorn's won
failed.
overall.
Yeah.
His builds were round 1. His build was sort of.
They were both kind of bleh.
Round
Round
2, his
two,
build
they were
was
both
better.
kind of bleh. They really
Round
were.
3, it was like. Yeah, no, there was no outstanding builds until the last
No.
round here.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think
will
they
also
both
point out-
finally realized how the clock works and
He also
decided.
used an item filter in the that wasn't there before in the vacuum chest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he did. He did decide.
Yeah,
to
he did
filter
add
the
an
vacuum.
item filter in there and missed it.
So I'd love to sit here pretending that this was even close, but it wasn't.
All right. Well, let's bring him in and let him know. All right, judges. I think we have an agreement. Slowpoke, why don't you deliver the news to our contestants?
Okay. So, as always, I will just very quickly say, I think we all agreed at the end here that both of you kind of, like, got the hang of the game, if you like, and you both made much better builds than in the first 2 rounds. But this was a reasonably easy decision. There was a clear winner. It was unanimous. So congratulations to Amadorns.
All right.
It was a really
Yay.
good imaginative build that we finished off the competition with.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
We like it a lot.
Thank you. Now I'm actually going to try if I can make the jump.
No,
You
you
can.
can. With,
You can. I've tried a few times.
No, I just don't get in.
Nobody
That's
seems
fine.
to
Can't
use
get in
the
there.
ender pearls for some reason.
Yeah,
We've
a
seen
lot of
people do
people
it.
have used ender pearls to move around as well.
Yeah,
Oh, no, that's a good idea. Yeah.
That worked.
yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody did
So-
ender pearls.
Amadornis is the winner. Mystic Drew. Unfortunately, that means that you have been wrenched out of round 3 there. So I definitely appreciate you competing and hope you had fun.
Always a blast. Thank
Awesome.
you guys very much.
Yeah, definitely. For the YouTube audience, I think next game, the 4th episode of Wrenched, whenever that happens to take place, we'll try all 3 rounds, letting the contestants have a few minutes, 5 tops, where they get to know what the items are before we start the round, just so they can start formulating ideas, because that definitely did seem to help in round 3. So for now, Direwolf20 is signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed Wrenched, episode 3. Take it easy.